Noble ones, what a great day today is. Really calls for celebration. In fact, I'm going to wear my silly hat for the occasion. How about that? Hello Noble ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking, and I am really glad to be able to speak to 500,000 of you. In fact, in the time I've been producing this video, I think an extra 20,000 people have joined the channel. So this is really amazing. I mean, I never expected anything like this. I'm really overjoyed, and it feels like we have come a long way. In fact, why the heck am I not wearing armor? I should be wearing armor. Where is my armor? And here I am, but I lost my hat. Dear Noble ones, I would like to begin this video by saying thank you so much for making this possible. 500,000 subscribers, it's unbelievable. And I still remember when I made the special 500 subscribers, and we'll be talking about that in a minute, but I'd really like to thank you because you are the ones that made this possible. Thank you so much for watching my content, for sharing my content, for commenting down below, and for just being part of this awesome community of Noble ones. And this, to be honest, is really something that I feel we did together. But one of the things I'd like to do today, apart from of course thanking you and sharing this amazing moment with you, is to also talk about how the heck we did it. And the thing is that I'm going to talk about 9 things. I specifically wrote down 9 things that I think really made this happen. There are also some things I did not do that I think are important to underline, because I feel like that in our day and age, a lot of people are trying to open channels, but it's not like I want to mean that, hey, look, now I know it all, so now I'm going to pretend to be such an expert because I've reached this number. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm really surprised that people put up with me, because sometimes I can be cringy. There was a learning curve. I had to learn how to make interesting videos and entertaining videos at the same time. And when I watched some of my early videos from 6 years ago, oh goodness gracious, I cringe. But I think that's something that all content creators go through. But there are definitely some things that I could identify that I did do that I think really did help and make all of this thing possible, and I wanted to share them with you. All of this great adventure that we went through together started on the 24th of September 2013. So precisely, well, almost, we should say about 7 years ago. Not exactly 8 years ago, because I didn't immediately started putting out content regularly. I first started my channel for fun. I just posted a couple of video game related videos, but then the real first video that had to do with weapons and armor, and we could say was the first video of the actual Metatron channel, was this video here that was posted on the 9th of April 2014. That's when I started putting out regular content. And what's interesting is that I'd like to look at the growth and how it happened. So when I reached 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 100,000, and then 500k, because it really tells a story and it's fascinating. So I reached 500 subscribers on the 10th of January 2015, which is when I made my 500 subscribers special. This happened exactly after 9 months of continuous content production and posting. I then made the special 1,000 subscribers on the 18th of April 2015, so that's 3 months after hitting the 500 subscribers. I then reached 10,000 subscribers on the 9th of November 2015. So again, another 7 months, and I went from 1,000 to 10,000, and that's where the growth became exponential. But please keep in mind that we are already getting close to the 2 years mark. That is an important thing, because I see a lot of people out there that start YouTube channels and they feel that they should get immediate response and immediately get thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of subscribers. It didn't happen to me, but I didn't let it get to my head. In fact, I want to say that I'm more concerned with views and numbers now than I was in the first 2 years of my should we say career? I don't know, adventure as a YouTuber and content creator. I then reached 100,000 subscribers on the 12th of January 2017, so that's a year and 10 months after hitting the 10k subs mark. And today I'm making the special 500,000 subscribers, although it took me a few days to make it, and I see that we already got an extra 20,000 people, so hello. The growth was very slow at first, almost non-existent in fact, and then it kind of changed into an exponential growth. But let's talk about the first point I'd like to share with you, and that is consistency. One of the things that even though again I was very cringy at first, and I'm still cringy sometimes now, and even though some of my videos, one of the things that I did that was not good is that I would never get to the freaking point, which is something that I hope I've learned to kind of get to the point more quickly. But even though there were mistakes, I was always consistent. I was always posting. I never disappeared. Within these 7 years, I have reduced the amount of content posted sometimes because I was a bit tired, or maybe it was like August, it was too hot, I wanted a kind of a holiday, but I never completely stopped. It never happened that I just disappeared for 6 months, or I disappeared for a year, or I just didn't post an entire month. It just didn't happen. And I think that consistency can be difficult to reach, particularly when at first you don't see rewards and you're not making money, and it's all time that it's dedicated to something that is not kind of bringing something back. But my suggestion is to be consistent. You really need to do it because you enjoy doing it. Don't do it because you want it to be your career, because if you do that, then you're gonna feel bad and frustrated that you're not getting the numbers to monetize, for example, or to do, to be successful as a content creator. When I started, I didn't even think that this could have happened and that this could have become my main job. I was a full-time teacher, high school teacher, secondary school. That was my job, and YouTube was just a passion. I loved making the videos, and I enjoyed reading the comments and talking to the few people that were watching, and I was content with that, and I just kept on doing it because I loved doing it. Point number 2, don't expect immediate gratification and immediate success. I've had actually friends who saw that I was having success with my channel and decided, hey, I'd like to open a channel too. So I told them, yeah, give it a try. If you're something that you're passionate about, that you want to share with the world, pick up a camera. You don't need expensive, you don't need a lot of budget, you don't need expensive gear, just turn on whatever you have, so just do it. But then I noticed that people were getting really frustrated, and I specifically remember this friend of mine who tried opening a channel that now he has abandoned, unfortunately, and he told me, oh, but he started this channel that was, I want to say January, and he said, in April, he said, I thought I would have had at least 10,000 subscribers by now, and he had just a few hundreds. And I said, well, listen, I think you had an unreasonable goal that then made you feel bad. Your goals need to be realistic. It's good to have goals, but as I say, it took me almost a year to get to 500 subscribers, so expecting to get to 10K so quickly, it's unreasonable. So set good goals and don't expect immediate success. The third thing that I think I did right was engaging with my audience, and that is, okay, I know that there are some very successful YouTubers out there who are VIPs and they don't really engage much, and okay, those are the exceptions to the rule, but I want to say that generally speaking, it never was, look at me, I'm gonna tell you all of these things and then have your talk in the comment section. It was always this person, whoever it is taking time out of their day not only to watch my video but to make an interesting comment. And to me that meant, yes, I need to spend some time as well to sit down, and I do it. I try to do it on a daily basis. My girlfriend sees that I'm always reading comments. Particularly, I tend to do it not only for the most recent videos, but sometimes I also respond to comments from videos from years ago. And I love doing that. And again, I think it's important because it makes people feel that you don't think that you're above them, because nobody's above anybody really. I'm behind the camera, but that doesn't mean that, there are a lot of people that leave comments that know a lot more than I do, and maybe they're just not camera friendly, if you will. To me, it's important. They write a comment, I'm gonna respond, and sometimes I even respond to comments of people that aren't being very nice, and I still thank them for having watched the video and written the comment. And I do that even when they insult me, because they're still taking part of their day to write down, and the comment is always good for the algorithm anyways, so they are doing something that is going to help me even when they are insulting me, which is not something that many people know. And I feel, they have taken time. I want to respect that, I want to honor that, and I'm going to write. And even more so when you say nice things to me personally, or when you give me, any form of criticism, whether it be positive, whether it be negative criticism, but still constructive, then I feel, that's great. And then there are some of you are like, you really enjoy the content, or you tell me something really interesting, or you even teach me some things, and I try to respond to as many comments as possible. Engage with your audience. At number 4, I'm going to talk about readapting your content. Often in my experience, again, I'm not like I'm super experienced, guru of YouTube content creation, absolutely not. But one thing I learned is that sometimes as content creators we fixate. We have an idea, and I'm thinking maybe, hey, I want to make a whole series about how bronze was used to make helmets, swords and spears. I'm going to make like a series of 20 videos. But if you make the pilot video and it just doesn't get the views, it means that your audience is not really interested. Therefore, fixating on the series and posting 20 videos on that, even though you see that episode after episode they're getting less and less views, it's not good. Your content needs to be adaptive. So it still needs to be something that you're interested in, of course, and it still needs to be something that, it's part of your channel and your main idea. I'm not going to make a video about football because I'm not into football. However, I do need to listen to my audience, and I do need to listen to the numbers. If you make a video 2, 3 and you see that those don't work, just stop it there and make another series. And on the other hand, when you make a video and you didn't think, you just wanted to make one video, but you see it gets a lot of views, then yes, turn it into a series, which is what I've done with my Barbarian on Netflix series that was just supposed to be a single video, but it qualified for a whole series of 5 videos. So again, your content needs to be adaptive. I see too many content creators that fixate on a series, they just want that to work, and they try to force it or force feed their audience, and it just doesn't work. Listen to your audience and adapt your content accordingly. At number 5, we have got something that I think a lot of people say, but it's true, so I kind of want to say it too. Be real and be yourself. I know that we can take an input from another content creator. Like you see someone, who's better than you, and I see that all the time. I see someone who's like a lot better than me and making content, and I see like that they use a specific, editing technique, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that too. Or perhaps they say something in a specific way, and I'm like, hey, I like the way they cut to the chase and they're direct, or perhaps I like the way they use the camera. So that's fine, but don't completely imitate another person and try to be them, because that's just not gonna work. Also because it's them, they're being themselves, and then if you just try to be exactly like them and do what they do, then that might not work for your channel. It might not work with the kind of content that you do. So most importantly, I think everyone, when we start our YouTube channel, we kind of put up an act. We all tend to do this, and I remember Shad saying this as well on a video where he was talking about watching his older content, and I feel when he said that, I'm like, I feel you, because in a way, if you watch my older content, you can see that I am a little bit more kind of putting up an act, if you will, and it's automatic. We don't do it on purpose. But I think the more you learn to relax in front of the camera, the better your content will be, the better the flow will be, and the more real and literally you it will be, because people at the end of the day, they need to see you for what you are, and then if they choose to follow you, then you know that they're there for you. And number 7, I want to put something, is it number 7? No, number 6, great. And number 6, I want to put something that it's also very important, and I try to remind myself all the time, because I don't want to make that mistake. Be humble. Don't let the numbers get into your head. And I don't want to say like, look at me, I'm so humble, because that would be the exact opposite of being humble. A humble person doesn't say that they are humble. But what I'm saying is, in a practical sense, if there is a channel and they have 200 subscribers, if in your mind you start thinking, oh, they only have 200 subscribers, so now I'm not gonna do a collaboration with them, they're not on my level, then I see that there is a problem. And I've never thought this, and I never will. And I will always remind myself to make sure to, remember that I'm the same guy. Just a guy, friendly Italian neighbor, pizza eating Italian that just lives around the corner and enjoys talking about armor, weapons, occasionally language and that kind of stuff. That's what I think is important, that we need to maintain a real perspective, because otherwise the numbers can get to your head, and then you might start thinking, oh, you know, it's me, I've got so many followers and all of that, and that's not okay. So yes, of course, if there is a channel that wants to collaborate with me and they've got 10 million subscribers, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, oh yeah, I'm going to say no to them because I'm going to, you know, I'm going to collaborate with this other guy who has 100 subscribers. No, I'm going to collaborate with both. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that, because I know that working with a channel that is a lot bigger than mine is going to have a beneficial influence onto my channel. I'm probably going to get like a big shout out. I might get new subscribers. I might get a lot more views. So, and because this is my job now, it helps also from the financial point of view. But that doesn't mean that, you know, if a person has not many subscribers but they have a good idea and I like the way they make the content, hey, let's work together, my brother. I have no problems. I'm not gonna reject you just because you don't have much of a following, and that's one of the reasons why I often like mentioning other channels, because I feel that if there is a channel that is undersubscribed, then I want to be the guy who helps them out a little bit. But the next one is, okay, so I think you've heard the saying quality over quantity. Now, for me, that didn't work. And quantity over quality worked for a little bit when I was doing daily upload, and then it stopped working as well. So for my channel, for the Metatron channel, for this guy here talking to you, it's gotta be quantity and quality. And you might be like, well, yeah, duh, but to be honest, no. I think that maybe for you it could be quality over quantity, like you make one video a month and boom, you explode, and I'm happy for you, but it doesn't work with me. And for another person, it might be like they don't have to worry too much about the quality of the content, and they can just be themselves and just speak about their cat, and they're gonna get 10 million views. For some people that works. For me, it didn't. And on this platform, on this video, I'd like to tell you what worked for me. And right now, I think I found that little sweet spot, which is I try to achieve the best quality possible while maintaining a continuous twice a week upload schedule. And that's not easy because, of course, you know, 2 videos a week is a lot of work. It's a lot of research encapsulated and compressed into, you know, 2 or 3 days tops, because actually I got to research for 2 days and then I need 1 day to film and then I need to edit. So you understand that it's a lot of hours per day, but I've noticed that, you know, the numbers are talking and now things are working better. There is more quality, the research is better, the editing is done well, and my girlfriend is also helping me out with the editing, which is how I'm able to keep up this uploading schedule. But for me, it actually had to be quality and quantity, because if my quality goes down so that I can keep on putting up as many videos as possible, I think that people are gonna lose interest. And on the other hand, if I just make 1 video a month or 1 video every 2 months, even though it's gonna be like perfectly wonderfully polished video with everything triple checked and a million perfect editing, I'm just not gonna be relevant for the algorithm. So for me, it had to be quality and quantity as much as possible, and finding the right sweet spot. At number 8, we're going to have enjoy yourself while you're doing this, because I think for some people making videos on YouTube, because of all these different things that you need to think about, you know, the quality and how am I going to say it and how am I going to improve, do I speak too fast, do I speak too slow, do I need to change the angle, do I need to edit differently, do I need to put background music or not, are people actually interested in this kind of topic, or should they change completely the topic I'm dealing with? All of these things can bring stress, and for some people it starts becoming a chore. If it becomes a chore, then probably YouTube is not for you. And I don't mean it in a bad way, I don't want to be discouraging, I'm just saying you need to enjoy it, and that is very important, because if you enjoy it, the months will fly by and eventually the success will come. But if you see that it's just a lot of work, meaning that you really don't like it, when you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, goodness gracious, I'm gonna make another video, then there is something wrong, and perhaps either YouTube is not for you, or maybe it is, but you need to do it differently. And at number 9, as the last point, is I noticed that research and planning really make the difference. And I can't really go too deeply into this, because one day I think I'd like to make a video called How is a Metatron's Video Made? I don't feel that right now I'm in the position to be able to say that, because I still feel, yeah, I get the occasional very successful video, but I don't get like amazing numbers, like millions of views all the time. It's like other people do, so I don't feel like I'm in the position to be able to say that, but perhaps just out of curiosity. So how do you actually make a video on this channel? What do you do? How do you plan it? How do you do the research? All of that kind of stuff. Do you use a script? Don't you use a script? Do you use bullet points? That kind of situation. How do you choose the music? I think that could be an interesting video, but on its own, perhaps to be made one day. On my Patreon, I did make a video explaining how I handle the research part. But just to say, I will make a video about that, but on my videos, planning and research are really the core of the videos I made. Just choosing a good topic, if you just go through it in too much of a superficial way, although I know some people accuse me of being superficial, but there is only so much I can do with a given time I have to produce a video because of the upload schedule, but I still think that the videos do get into depth, interesting depth, not like academic depths, but interesting depth, at least to sprout some interest in the subject, which is really the whole reason why I created this channel. It was so that I could help the youth, and then I noticed that, my most of my audience is between 18 and 30, so relatively young. Ignite a passion into people who didn't really have one for history, and most importantly ancient military history, medieval and Japanese and that kind of stuff. And that's what I wanted to do, so that then they can go ahead and study with people who are more professional than me, and actually study with the proper professors and whatnot. But for me, I just wanted to ignite that spark, and I believe that I have done it. I know that I have done it because a lot of people have sent me sort of testimonies, if you will, like emails of people that were like, I started watching your channel when I was 16 and now I just got a degree in history. And I'm like, well, that's fantastic, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Show to a younger generation that subjects that usually are considered boring can actually be extremely interesting and fascinating when they are done with passion. That is the goal of the Metatron channel. It's not to be a perfect academic, peer-reviewed, like sometimes haters tell me, oh, your videos should be peer-reviewed, or you shouldn't post this crap. That's what some people say, and I'm like, that's not right, because this is YouTube, this is not academia, this is not a university. I don't need my videos to be peer-reviewed. My videos are just my expression of my passions and my own personal understanding of the historical subject that I study. If there is a mistake every now and then, well, I'm only human. But if I really needed every single video to be peer-reviewed, and then people told me, show me your publication, so what you say means nothing, that's not okay. That's maybe okay for university, but this is YouTube. It's you. You post yourself and your passions. You don't need to be a big professor. You just need to be a person with a passion and something you want to share with the world. And that I will defend that until the end of my days. But one thing I did not do, that again I've been accused of doing, and it really pissed me off, I did not, never have, and never will buy subscribers. I didn't buy subscribers. I was accused of this when I reached 10,000 subscribers, and I remember my friend Salvo, he was talking to a, should we say mutual friend, maybe I should say mutual acquaintance, not really a person I would consider to be a friend. You noble ones are my friends. This person clearly wasn't. And then they were talking, and then Salvo was saying, was kind of boasting in a nice way. It was like, hey, did you know that Raf, me, actually reached 10,000 subscribers? That's amazing. And then that guy was like, oh, but he just bought subscribers, that's how we get them. And that's not okay. That's it's defamation, really. It's an accusation. I've never done anything like that. I've never paid for subscribers, also because buying subscribers is gonna fuck up your channel, excuse my expression. But if you do that, those are gonna be ghost subscribers. It's just gonna be a vanity number, even more than it actually is already. Those are not actual people that are gonna watch you, and then the system is gonna figure it out, and you're never gonna actually grow. You don't want to end up on whatever blacklist. I never did that. Big reason why I have grown is you, noble ones, you, and the hard work and dedication and passion that I put into the production of the videos. Nothing else, nothing unlawful, no tricks, no ways trying to, I don't know, be smarter than anyone else and look at this, I'm just gonna pay for this so that, no. I didn't do that. I didn't I didn't find any secret about the algorithm. I was just consistent. I loved what I was doing. I tried to keep myself with my feet on the ground, and I just shared a passion, trying to listen and trying to understand what people actually liked and then changing and adapting my content accordingly. That's how I did it, and that's how you can do it as well. But thank you so much. A little bit of a rambly long video, I suppose, but thank you so much for watching it. It really means the world that you're here. I commend you for your patience, because because I don't think many people have watched this video up to this point. But if you have, again, you're a proper, proper noble one. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting me. And I hope I'll see you again for another special, perhaps when we reach 1 million subscribers. Who knows? Maybe it will never happen. Maybe it will, and hopefully if it does happen, it will happen soon. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye, noble ones.